guys, welcome back. We are on the seventh episode of the Sandwich Stories already. It's been a fun ride all together. And today we have someone whose application I use on a daily basis for my professional needs. I would like to welcome Mr. Shivakumar, who is the founder of Click4appointment. Welcome, Shivakumar.
Thank you, sir.
So let's just jump right into it and try to understand what made you decide about this Click4appointment.
Yeah, let me introduce myself. So I'm Shivakumar, founder of Click4appointment.com. I was like a software engineer, and then I was happily working for about 12 years in an MNC company. And then, so I was like having 8 to maybe 5 job, so very easy going job and enjoyable job. And then but somehow I wanted to start something on my own. So in between, say 2018 and 2019, I had some, a good time in between my work hours. And then that was the time I was exploring what is that I can do. So we started exploring different things which can help in our own context, like Indian context. Because all through the year I was working for US or UK companies. Wanted to do something for our own Indian this one. So we had identified 2-3 things. We started with something called as askbaba.com. Where you ask anything, we'll find you the answer. That I started because I had a lot of queries regarding some legal things and then this tax filing and all that kind of thing. I used to search a lot and then could not find the easy answer. I was thinking let's say if somebody can answer that one instead of we finding and then try to gather the information from the Google. So I was finding whether we can have something which can answer people's question. That is one thing. And then we started working on say some accounting related thing. Let's say a few people started asking, I have only 5 employees or 10 employees. But I'm not finding the cost effective software for my payroll management. That's one thing I was like, oh, this is also one opportunity we can work on it. And then we started both those products. It was going fine, but it was very difficult to monetize. Then one day what happened, I was going to one of our dentist for my root canal treatment, root canal, and then there is one bridge also. So that day it was some conversation started. So sir asked me why don't you start looking into this one, because he was knowing I was starting something on my own. I was talking about it. So then he gave the idea, this is also one thing which you can look at it. So immediately that day itself I started on it. Immediately just went home. Maybe it was 6:30 or something, because we had a team who was working and it was in the similar line. So most of our framework and then whatever we do in terms of software thing, everything was ready. So we started let's say from the day one we started with how exactly we can help a doctor to create his own appointment software, because that's the one which he wanted immediately. So that's why the name came as Click4appointment.com.
Very simple name.
Yeah. Because I did not have any idea saying what are the things which will come after I started. Then say that's how we started it actually. So it's a very good journey from the day we started. Every day, so we have some I'd say enthusiastic work we always have.
But the other two, are you still doing it or
No, I stopped it. Because the other two were a little bit challenging and I could not find a way to monetize those things. So you can keep working. It was also I'd say fun this one, but it was not easy to monetize it. So, but this was say I found we can sell it to doctors. It is it can be immediately used. So that's the reason. And then but after I jumped into it, so then I started realizing the different challenges. The biggest challenge was there was a big market player already who had let's say close to 90% of the market. So when I started going to the doctors and so started talking about our product, then I realized, it's not an easy thing. So it is very tough to crack this one.
So when you go and visit the doctors, what is the feedback that they give you? That yeah, I'm already using this. I'm happy with this.
Yeah,
Why would I take
that
another?
was the thing.
That was the thing.
We're already using, so I don't want to change.
Okay.
So,
But I mean, like, didn't you give some sort of USP saying that, why don't you try
no,
this?
it was first few months. It was very tough because we were not even getting time to talk also.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was the kind of scenario at that time. So
Okay.
it was in 2019.
Okay.
So in 2019, I had only converted 3 clinics.
Okay.
Entire year, I was able to do 3 clinics.
Okay.
And in 20, like I would say, I left my job in say March 2020. I left because I wanted to do full time because working and then so going only in the evening and meeting the doctor, it was not sufficient. I wanted to do like say explore entire Bangalore.
Okay.
Because there were part of Bangalore where like the product were like already used and then so they were not ready to say move.
Okay.
But there were other part of the Bangalore where like say still there were like doctors who were not using any software. So then I thought if you do like say full time, maybe if you do like 100 clinic visit, maybe we'll get 1 clinic.
Okay.
That was the conversion rate actually.
Okay.
So then I left my job in say 2020 March. Then started with full time on this one. In 2020, I was able to do 13 clinics. So first 19 it was a 3 clinic, and 2020 I was able to do 13 clinics.
Okay. So even during COVID.
Yeah. So yeah, that was like it was very difficult to go inside the clinic also, but we were like let's say trying our best, wearing the mask and then so try to convince the doctor. So we used to like let's say at least stand 10 feet or 12 feet away from the doctor and talk about it. It was good.
Okay. So the first 2 years was basically this was more of a part time.
Yeah.
With your
First
full-time.
1 year it was a part time.
Part-time. Okay.
2019 was a part time.
Okay.
So where like outside we were still developing the software, and so 2020 is when I know it was a very tough one, but somehow I had that gut feeling saying okay, we still have the opportunity to do something about it.
But so yeah, 2 years you didn't give up and
Yeah, 2
made
years
sure
it was very tough one, and yeah. So you imagine like what's only 3 clinic first year and 13 clinic in the second year, and no, it is 13 clinic were converted, but there were few doctors who gave an opportunity saying okay, I will try.
Okay.
So because it was still in the development stage, right? So doctor used to give feedback saying okay, you implement it this way.
Okay.
And then so a lot of doctors gave me very good suggestions also.
Okay.
Like they used to show me the product also. Okay, this is how it is done. We have to say think about it this way. That's the way we have say, kind of improved the product over a period of time.
So these 3 doctors, they were in regular touch for the feedback.
Yeah. So they were using it regularly. Okay. They were using it and then so giving a constant feedback.
Okay.
All that thing over there.
Okay. And in terms of development, so while you were doing it as part time, how was the development process going on, like back end?
So it was always night time we used to work. So because even our developers also they were like or say readily available after 6:37, and so then we used to sit and then so discuss about what are the feedback which we received from the doctors. So we used to let's say discuss about all the feedback and then so then let's say start implementing the changes.
Okay.
And that point of time, so we were always trying to do it like let's say as quickly as possible, because we want to make sure like let's say they are like let's say at least aware we are serious about the product, right? And then so that's how we used to convince. Most of the time I used to sit in the clinic itself and then so do some changes, minor changes if there are any defects. I used to sit and then let's say do it in the clinic itself.
So when you started, like even was billing and all involved in this one, or it's just purely appointment?
Just purely an appointment. Okay. And after 3 months we have added the billing.
Okay.
So but we were very excited because our own product is used by the doctors, and we used to get excited when appointments are getting booked and messages are going to the patients, because it was like let's say never done our own product actually. We are always working for other companies, so this was the exciting time actually.
Because one thing, I mean, like when I found out was basically when I went as a consultant to another clinic. So they were using it, and I got a message stating that appointment is booked with so and so patient.
Yeah.
So that's when I read that there's a brand called Click4appointment. Yeah. And that is how even I got in touch with you.
Yeah, no, that is the product itself is getting marketed like that. See, it was initially 3 clinics.
Okay.
In that 3 clinic, let's say some consultants used to come, and so they started talking about it, saying, okay, somebody is introducing some new thing, okay, very cost effective,
Okay.
like that. Actually, it started, let's say, slowly it is like, let's say, spreading actually. So that's how when we were going, let's say, next time we were like, let's say, trying to go to the doctor, at least who is like, let's say, in that network.
Circle.
That way we get an opportunity to get inside and then say discuss about it. So all my first let's say 50 clinics are like that only.
Okay.
So at some point in time, so I got like a group of doctors in one network.
Okay.
Where like, let's say, when I showed the demo to one doctor, so that doctor called at least 3-4 friends into the clinic.
Okay.
So that's how it's like, it's started.
Yeah, basically word of mouth is how it works. Because once you start using the product, you got to know how it
completely
works.
Word of mouth.
So see, a lot of players are there regarding the appointments already. One of the major thing which every doctor looks at is the data privacy. So there's a lot of this one that sometimes the patient's data is stolen and sold or whatever. So how were you able to manage this part?
See, what we did, right? See, first thing we always told the doctors, saying what is our core principle. See, our core principle is to stay as a software provider for the doctors. Stay as much as possible as a back-end service provider.
Okay.
Don't get into that saying we will source the patient, we will say get you the appointments and those kind of things. That was our say goal, this one core principle. Now also we stick to the same thing, and we are promising we will never initiate any conversation with your patients unless it is, say, initiated by the clinic or the doctor. So now also for last 5 years we stick to that promise. So we don't send any even occasional message also for any patients. Okay, it is purely okay, you book an appointment, message goes. There is a reminder, so then message goes. You share something, so then only message goes. Otherwise we never interact with the patient. And also another thing which we did is like we don't have any intermediate numbers.
All right.
Let's say whenever your appointment goes from the clinic, it's always the clinic number goes. Okay. So in 95% of the cases, patient should say contact the doctors or the clinic directly. Okay. That way we don't stay in between the doctor and the patient. That has to be the relationship between the doctor and the patient. So now also we always encourage doctors to use your own WhatsApp number to send them messages as much as possible. But you are also thinking like, okay, so it is between like, let's say, us and in the patient. Very little bit involvement between the patient and in the Click4appointment. And also from the data privacy standpoint, it is very limited access for even our staff also, support staff also. They don't get any direct access to the patient database, so they cannot download anything. Okay. So those measures we kept in place. So that's what we keep communicating to the doctor, saying your data is safe, and we know, like, let's say, what are the feedback and then the loopholes which other product had. And then so that is the reason we came into the market. We don't want to do the same mistake and fall into that same trap. Okay. See, we are here to make a product which is useful for our community, Indian community, our doctors, right? So that's the fundamental thing, and then so we stick to that one. And also another thing which we did is that we don't give anything free of cost. Right? We always say we will charge you minimal this one, because we also need to spend for a lot of back end things, right? So that's what we told. So that's why it's like we are very clear saying, okay, we'll give you the service with a minimal cost, but we'll never get into selling your data to earn say the money as an alternate way of earning the money. Okay.
That's great, because lot of people are unethical in that way. They're in their, like I said, whole point of stealing data and selling and making money. So that's good that you're pretty much.
And also because most of the doctors who are coming to our platform, they will be using another say software. So maybe because of certain features which are not available, or because of service or any other reason, so they could be migrating it. Okay. So they send us the data. So what we will do, we will import the data, and we'll make sure, like I said, that data, whatever it is shared to us, it will not go out of our this one. And that's the reason. So we will not even encourage or say our staff to receive the data. We always make sure, like, say, we only receive the data as a technical person, and then so only one single point of contact for all the data imports.
So I mean, I don't know roughly how many competitors are there and what is the percentage of market right now. So, probably in Bangalore, I think you have a lot of clinics at least.
Yeah. So in Bangalore, I can say right now, confidently, we are at second position.
Okay.
Within like I would say 4 years. Out of that 4 years, if you take out that first 2 years,
Huh.
we are able to achieve, I would say, a good number of clinics
Okay.
onboarding onto our software. So I can say around five, say major players are there. Okay. So five major players, and then so in that also there are different business models. Okay. So they have models like, so they will also sell the product, medicines, and in the lab test and all those kind of things. And then so certain say platforms, even they charge for the appointment booking.
Okay.
But we make sure, like, let's say we don't charge anything for the appointment booking. Right? Let's say we always provide appointment booking page for the clinic, so that way in case if some patients want to book an appointment on their own, so they are well versed with the internet, and then this one they should be able to do it, because that's a minimal thing we need to provide to the doctor. We provide it, but let's say even if they get an appointment through that link also, we don't charge anything.
Okay.
So it's very simple model. You pay for the software for yearly or 3 yearly or 5 yearly. You use it, and there is no additional charges. Right? So it is a very simple, plain model. So not too many complicated packaging kind of a thing.
So, I mean, for the viewers who are watching and they want to get it done, what is the packaging so that they have an idea?
It is like we charge for 1 year 6,000 rupees, and for 3 years it is 16,500, and for 5 years it is 25,000 rupees. This amount is including the GST also. And here there is no cap for number of SMS or WhatsApp messages, and there is no upper limit for number of files and documents which you upload for the patient. So everything is like also unlimited. And even number of logins also. Let's say if you have a clinic with 3 or 4 doctors, you can create a 3 or 4 accounts also. Or if you want to maintain with one account also, it is fine. So there is no limit on that. And you can use the software in multiple systems. One laptop, desktop, and then tablet, mobile. So there is no limitation.
So that's good to know. That's very flexible and consumer friendly. Now, let's say if same branch of they have multiple chains. So, I mean, does each clinic need one separate this one?
Yes, yeah. We charge per say center.
Okay.
And for first center we charge at 6,000, and for subsequent any new branches getting added, we give like say 10 to 15% discount.
Okay. So in Bangalore right now, how many clinics have you?
It is around 1,000 plus clinics are there. So overall we have 1,700 clinics. In Bangalore itself, we have 1,000 plus.
Okay. So which are the other 700 clinics?
It is like so other second one, major one is Mysore, so where we have 200 plus clinics. And in other places also, like even we have in other outside states also, like Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, in Tamil Nadu and Kerala, and even it went to like say Jammu and Kashmir also. Yeah. So we never visited, but our software went into all those places. Everything is because of through referral only.
So this Jammu and Kashmir, did you find out like how was the referral pass?
It is from our Bangalore doctor only.
Okay. No one like literally searched.
And the doctor is quite happy, and then so we did all that thing through with Google Meet only. It's very, you would say, and he was using some other software already. It was like even for training also, it was very easy. And even when we onboard people from doctor from Chennai and Hyderabad also, it is a very simple model. So we spend 10 to 15 minutes with the doctor, and just help them to install and then how to use it. After that, so they are using it very comfortably. So not much of hand-holding is needed. So let's say if they have any particular queries and this one, so they call us on the WhatsApp or messages on the WhatsApp. So very simple model.
So 1,700 clinics all over India. What is your manpower?
We have 10 people right now.
So how are you able to manage?
We have like see, all the development happens almost like, let's say, half hours. And so we plan like what are the things we need to say add as part of the software ahead of time. And then so that way each of us we know like, let's say, when and what will be getting developed. And we have a almost 50% of the team is sales team. So most of the time, so what we do is like we want to go to the clinic and then so do the in-person sales. Because see, as we are introducing the new product, and doctors will be skeptical about what is that I'm getting into. So that way they want to meet the people and then so see the live demo. And then so they will have a lot of questions to ask. So we will address all those questions and then say take it to the next stage. Sometime what happens, right, we will give the demo and then it may take like let's say 2-3 more sittings also. Because they will have a lot of queries and then so want to see that say how exactly it will work out.
This service is exclusively for dental, or like do you have other?
No, it is used by predominantly by dentist. And so even the gynecologist, fertility specialist, orthopedician, homeopathy, Ayurveda, and physiotherapy, all types of specialists are using our software.
What about? I mean, there are a lot of other service industries also, I'm sure.
We have a separate product for the other service industry, where like the focus is mainly on customer data management and billing. So they will not have other say complicated things like prescription and all these things. There it is much more simpler to handle actually. So we have a separate product. So we have segregated saying one is healthcare specialized, other one is other service industry specialized product.
So I mean, is this the same name or?
No, that's this one Click4appointment. Okay, and then so there is one more thing called as a myspa.live. So we'll be merging all those things and then we'll be making it as a Click4build.com. So very simple name. So it's the same concept there also. So software prices at the same level and mobile app and they can use it from the laptop and desktop. Seamlessly they can say work on multiple systems.
Because see the advantage of the message feature, right? Like how I got your referral. Let's say tomorrow a patient who maybe he has his own service industry as well. He gets an appointment with a message saying like click for appointment, as scheduler appointment. So even he might be thinking of okay, fine, this looks something which I might need. So has anyone got in touch with you in that aspect, like a patient who's got a message and called you?
Yeah. So it is like what happens, right? Say somebody goes to the dental clinic, and then so they get a message. He might be running another specialization. So we had somebody who was homeopathic specialist. Went into a dental doctor, and then so he wanted to use our software, right? So we got it that way. And even physiotherapy also started that way only. Yeah, it is like a kind of what I call it as a snowball effect. So you would say create something, start rolling, and so it will become bigger and bigger actually. Yeah.
So, no plans of exploring the north of India?
We'll do it. So what our thinking is, let's make the process and software robust. So test it out everything in Bangalore because Bangalore is the startup hub. Anything you want to do it, this is the place, right? We'll do everything. And then so spreading is not going to be that difficult. We need to make sure the product is say top notch, and then so it is like say robust and defect free, and then so spread it to other places. We already have like around 63 cities where I would say starting from one clinic to 50 clinics also we have. So it's already there. We will not say make it spread across more places. Actually. In the same cities, we want to spread more.
But I mean, when you're doing so much of expansion, when you're scaling up, so how are you going to manage? Like, otherwise, you have to keep a person in that city, or
no. So what we will do is we will make support as it's a base Bangalore as the base for all the support activities. We'll have like in-person salespeople. Let's say in case if somebody wants to meet in person and so look into the demo. That's what it's like. What's most of the doctor needs actually. We need salesperson available in each say cities. Maybe 1 to 3. That's what we'll be looking for. So that will be sufficient. And then so even all the telecalling, everything will happen through the Bangalore only. In the Bangalore, maybe based on the cities, this one, so we'll have that the people who knows that local language. So that's how we can connect with them. So let's say, so if we in Bangalore, so we try to talk with the doctor in Kannada only. Time, right? And let's say if somebody calls from Tamil Nadu, so we have a person who can say speak in Tamil Nadu. So that way we are like trying to address their things locally.
So now when you started from 3 clinics and now you're almost 1,700 clinics. So what is the next 5 years goal for you?
We want to at least make it 10,000.
Okay. So we have that many clinics in India.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Even if you take, say, 1,000 clinic per city, so there are at least you can count 30 cities.
Okay.
We can easily make 30 to, let's say, 40,000. We can definitely, that potential is there.
Okay.
So if we look at our database itself, so the number of clinics which we contacted, so we already contacted more than say 7,000 clinics.
Okay.
So many doctors are aware of it now,
Okay.
and maybe it will take time to convert.
So in terms of marketing, like how are you able to generate more leads?
See, we like or say do two things actually. One is we use Google to search the clinic based on the areas, and in most of the time, most of the clinics will get the contact number. At least we'll be able to note down the contact and then say call the doctors. And once we get say positive response, we'll fix the appointment, and then so one of our person will go. In case if it is within the Bangalore, if it is outside Bangalore, so we will try to do it with online demo. And what other thing we'll do, we will go state by state. We do visit say state by state, and then so we will, let's say, push the data to our team, so that way, so they get, like, let's say, what are the clinics which they need to contact. Sometimes we do the walk-in, and then so give the brochure. If the doctor is available, so we'll talk to the doctor. If not available, so we will leave the brochure, and then so most of the time, so if they are interested in the software, so we'll get a call back. So that is the thing which worked very well for us. Because see, in this one, so this digital marketing is maybe 1% it's going to work. It is 90%, 95%. It is you have to be in person only. So that's why we every day we make sure we visit the places.
So in a city like Bangalore with so much traffic,
see,
how are you
right
able to
now,
manage?
see, I was hardly going in a bike, so I almost covered 70,000 kilometer from last 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so we go in say two-wheeler, so it's very convenient. So that's how we do it. We choose the this one area, and then so we'll try to cover. Let's say if you go to areas like HSR layout, we will at least get 100 plus clinic.
Yeah.
You can spend the entire day in at one area. So same thing if you go to Indranagar, Koramangal. So we get say a good number of doctors to visit. So, yeah, we'll do that. Only disadvantage is doctor doesn't work between 1 to 5.
Yeah,
That gap is there. So in that gap, we want to cover other areas. Let's say if we find some salon, right? Other say any other say service related, we pitch for them also.
So I mean, how does the salon market take this one?
It is like you'll find at least 2-3 salons within 100 meter. So we have a very good potential. So a lot of people are looking for making their say salons and spas digital. Right? Because now in the city like Bangalore, let's say if you pay something, so people will ask for the bill, right? So that is there, and most of the people are like they want to upgrade. So they want to upgrade in terms of communicating with the customers. Right? So it's like, let's say, very good potential is there. And market is like, let's say, if you see now, everybody is like, let's say, trying to give best of the service and also ambience. They want to make sure, like, let's say, experience now. It is not just about the service. What is the experience when they come inside? So this is also one part which will help them. Let's say they get a message saying, okay, you can come at this point at this time, instead of come and wait in the this one shop. So they can come comfortably when the appointment is there.
So the biggest thing for at least for a doctor's perspective is the downtime of any particular cloud-based this one. So is there any downtime for your software?
See, we minimize that downtime say to an extent where say we hardly see a downtime. So and also when we do any upgrades or any software update, we try to do it during the night time, unless it is very critical. Some say defect has to be fixed, which is like impacting a lot of doctors. Otherwise, we will not touch the system. So during the morning hours, it's always we work during say half hours, like after 9:30, 10. So it's like say now it's pretty much stable, so we don't see much issue. So issues will be there, like say some network issues will be there. So that time, so we have to address, we have to tell them, so it could be network issue. Otherwise, so say from the software, this one, so it is very minimal, very very minimal.
So now we're living in a world where AI is developing. So how much of AI is incorporated into your software?
It is not full-fledged AI. So what we come up with, like let's say intermediate thing. Okay. Because see, we don't want doctor to, let's say, look into that session too much.
Okay.
So what we tell doctors is, like let's say, you feed whatever the data which you want to. Let's say you will be using certain things, like let's say chief compliant, diagnosis, all those things, pretty much repeating things which you will be doing. So we have given the option to feed that information.
Okay.
But when they start typing something, so it will give the suggestion.
Okay.
It is not AI. It is like kind of a auto suggestion. So based on what you fed into the system.
Okay.
So that is what is sufficient for now, I think, because everybody will have their own approach of documenting the things. If we start pushing too many things, that will become maybe redundant. So that's why we are trying to limit our involvement, limit, like, or say, all that artificial thing. It is like it may take some time. Okay. So all those things are still, let's say, in the developmental stage. So maybe gradually we have to add where it is really necessary. That's what we are sticking to. We are sticking to, like, let's say, a kind of a traditional way of supporting the doctors, instead of, let's say, pushing too many technical things actually.
So now with 1,700 people and 1,700 clinics and 8 to 10 employees, like I'm sure during the downtime your phones are busy. So how are you managing that aspect?
See what happens, right? So we have this automated alerts will be there in place. Okay. If something goes wrong, so we get a WhatsApp message. Okay. So we'll be alerted. So ahead of time, okay, we'll try to resolve before say it becomes a major issue. So that's how we are able to do it till now. And so a few doctors will immediately call. Okay. So we'll tell them, so we are working on it. So the moment we receive the call, we know, because normally we don't receive that many number of calls. So the moment we start receiving, we will tell them upfront. So we are working on that. So that's why they are like, oh yeah, okay, so already on.
So when you're building a particular feature, right? So what is your you have some sort of framework that you want to follow, or is it basically pure on feedback of the doctor?
First thing is we take the feedback. Okay. Whether it's relevant or not relevant, it doesn't matter. Feedback is a feedback for us. So we note down the feedback. Okay, and then so we'll first assess whether it is only for this one particular clinic, or it will be applicable for say all the doctors. Okay. So in my experience so far, whatever the feedback which we receive, it is like, looks like it is, say, required for other doctors also. Okay. So then we will tell them, like, say, this how we will implement it. This much time it is going to take. Okay. So we will address it that way. So sometime what happens is we may make that say update overnight. Okay. If it is a complex thing, maybe it will take say medium complex thing, it may take 2 to 3 days. If it is a more complex, it is a completely new feature, it may take, let's say, longer. Okay. And in case if it is not really, let's say, relevant, so we will try to convince the doctor, saying, okay, this may be, let's say, one of a case. It can be done in a different way. We'll try to give the alternate within our own software framework. But I would say feedback is, like, what's a very important aspect of the software. So that's how we are, let's say, able to make the product relevant. Okay. See, one doctor told me in the very beginning itself, why don't you include the WhatsApp? So that time, so nobody was having the WhatsApp. We included the WhatsApp. That really helped us to make that as a unique selling point. Okay. So, and it is easy for us because we can take the decisions so very easily. And so it is in our hand, so we can, not say, move fast actually.
See, there's when you said WhatsApp, I just remembered there's an automatic filter option of spam. Okay, so how do you make sure that the appointment doesn't go to the spam folder?
Is so far what happens, right? So as we use this one, the official WhatsApp API. Okay. So chances of going to the spam is very minimal, because it is, like, also officially this one done one. And sometimes what happens, so when they see the message, so they might end up clicking in that block
Report,
kind of
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So that time it is we have to, say, address it, saying, okay, tell the people not to, say, press that block. Okay. But we have not done anything technically to, say, resolve that issue. Okay. So sometimes doctors reported saying so they are not receiving the message. So then we would ask them to check whether the number is say blocked by mistake. So that's how we have to. Maybe we have to look at it or say detail. So that's the one thing we should do.
Now, I mean, most of the clinics are already digital. Let's say it's an old timer who is used to the whole concept of diary writing. And if he wants to jump into digital, so how does he go about it?
It's like it's a
Manual entry.
we have seen both the mixture actually. One is like say even the old timer also on the digital. So sometimes what we see newcomers also feel like okay I will stick to the digital thing. Both the mix is there actually. What we suggest, right? So you slowly start. You cannot leave that your old method of documentation easily. So what we suggest is you adapt slowly. Let's say start at least adding who are your patients into the system. Because see, we know like let's say there are so many doctors who would have treated 3,000, 4,000 patients, but they don't know who are those patients. They would have done definitely 3 to 4,000 minimum number of this one. Tell them so you organize the data. You would have written it in a diary. You might be having 10 diaries. If you want to search when that Shiva came to the clinic last time, it is not easy to search it in this one. But if you have it in the software, very simple, open the software, just type the mobile number, you'll get all the history. So we will try to tell them that way, saying, okay, it's not that you are completely leaving your this one entire old way of maybe documenting the prescription and all that thing, but slowly add. Let's say you have given the prescription, so I may forget to bring that prescription when I come next time. You take a photo and then upload it into your software. You are still writing only thing you are adding is like let's say if you have a staff, it's easy. Ask your staff before let's say giving the bill, so just upload it. But when patient come next time, so you have that available even if they are not bringing it. So here you are kind of doing mix of your old practice as well as you are doing the new thing. Maybe once you get used to that software, maybe you will stop using that old practice and then so completely get into this. So we always tell, okay, first week you only start with whoever the patient comes, add into the software. Right? Instead of adding into your contact list, go and open the Click4appointment software and then add your this one. So it's very simple. We will ask them to add very minimal things. Just add the name and contact number and then maybe the gender. If they give the age, it is fantastic. You can add that age also. It will not take much time. Right? So when they come next time, you don't have to add anything extra. You just search like let's say the patient is there. Then so maybe like let's say track it in your diary. Okay, this patient came on this particular this one calendar. You add it in your calendar. So that will become easy way of okay understanding like when this patient had visited. And other thing is nowadays this medical legal cases are increasing. So out of 10 years you would have not come across any problem. Let's say one day one problem comes. It may spoil your entire this one. So we have to get prepared because earlier days people were thinking, okay, I'll come to the doctor, so I'll wait, and all that thing was there. Now, if you see with a new crowd, they come, they will say like, okay, 5 minutes you did not see the patient, so they may start, let's say, giving the feedback and all that kind of things which will come into picture. So now also we have to, let's say, adapt to that, let's say, new conditions. And also we should be capable enough to say, give that evidence in case if something goes wrong. Maybe it is related to your treatment or it is nothing to do with your treatment. But when it goes to the legal case, you have to be in a place to do that. So that's the reason. So instead of saying okay, software as a secondary thing, right? You now you have to think it like let's say this is one of the most important thing because you will be spending like let's say 10 to 15 lakh or maybe 30 lakh rupees. You can just spend another 6,000 rupees where your say clinic will become digital. So what I hear in most of the cases, I have just started no patient flow. I will take the software once the patient flow starts. It is nothing to do with your patient flow. Let's say even if one person enters into your clinic, you need to make sure that record is there with you. So it will become like I would say very much necessary once say people start asking for a digital bill because now most of the insurance provider also will ask for like what's a printed bill. They may not go for written bills. So those things will slowly start let's say coming. But before it reaches to that stage, we should be in a position to let's say adapt ourselves. That's what I suggest. So if it is an early stage, it will be easy to adapt. So once your flow is there, so you will not get time to even see the software also. So by the time you should have that, let's say, staff, everybody trained and ready to, let's say, use the digital ecosystem.
So now it's been 6 years since you started.
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
So what was your biggest challenge apart from getting into the market, like in terms of software part?
The biggest challenges, one is changing that existing say software is like or say difficult for any doctor because we have used it for 15 years. How will I or say just move into another software? So that was the biggest thing for any existing doctors who are already on a software. So nobody wants to leave that data. So what we did is, as part of our software, this one, we have enabled that you give us your data, so we'll import it. Okay. So when you start the day one, you have all your data from your, let's say, previous software. That was the biggest ask. Okay, can you make sure my data is intact when I move into your software? So we are the only software provider where we will migrate all types of data from the previous one, starting from your patient contacts and in other details, and even the past prescription, case sheets, and any digital documents like X-ray or any other documents which you upload. Everything we will move. Even the visits also. Let's say if you have the data in an Excel sheet format, we will make sure like everything is like, let's say, given the moment you open that patient, you will see all the data whatever you have in the previous software. You will see the same thing. That we were able to do it in the very beginning itself. So that's one of the point which helped us to say address that major concern. Second thing is that data security. Yeah. So that, like, let's say, we cannot completely address it because how can I, let's say, guarantee that one? What is that I can give it to the doctor saying, okay, you will believe, okay, I will not share the data. It takes, like, let's say, trust sometimes. Let's say okay, you have used it for 1 year. When you tell it to your say one more colleague, so that trust will be there. Okay, so a doctor is using, so maybe it's say we can give it a try. So that's how it is. Like, let's say, we took, like, let's say, at least 3 years to build that thing. Yeah. So but now also we get that question. So that question may not go away anytime soon because once you learn the lesson, it will be there. Yeah, right? So
now that you have your team, right? So I'm sure each person has their own designation. So how have you selected your team, and what are the designations of each person?
see, it is like ours is a flat structure.
Okay.
Don't say stick to any designation and all. Everybody works almost on everything. See, even myself also, I never treat myself as a founder and all. I go along with my team, and then so we always call as a team. So we don't call by designation, something like that. And other thing, what I did is, like, I would say, whatever the people have hired. So one person is my classmate from my primary school only. So he's sticking with me for last 3 years, and another person is, like, was a friend of a friend. So like that, it is a kind of a we always go for a known people. Okay. And also, so it is like we don't look for any particular degree or something like that. If the person is capable and is interested, and all these people, including myself, so we were never into sales. I was never into sales. Maybe last year in the Exaware, I was into direct sales, maybe for 1 year. So, but that's a different thing. So it is completely different area actually. So even my friend, he was into financial background. Okay. Another friend, he was into this transportation related thing. But we were able to, let's say, train ourselves, okay, learn in that process. So that's how we did it. And another person, so a key person, so our telecaller, she was using my software in another place. Okay. So that's how she was already aware of our product. So okay, then when we got an opportunity to hire, we got her in. Okay.
So are you hiring anyone, right?
Yeah, we are looking for another at least 5 to 6 people. So mainly, okay, sales, mainly sales and support. Support is also like you don't have to have any technical degree or something like that. You should be able to understand what is the problem faced by the doctor. You should be able to reproduce that in your app using this one, and then so you're able to address how exactly they should go about doing it. And then so have a lot of patience. So that's a fundamental thing, right? So you need to have a lot of patience, and then so then it
because I'm sure there will be someone who's looking at it and wants to be a part of it. So.
The main thing is you should have patience, and also when you go into the clinic, you should wait, and then so when a doctor or the staff ask for anything, do not get like out agitated, saying how many times I should tell the same thing again and again. But have the cool mind, and then so you should be able to address it. And other thing we do is like we don't set any target, saying you have to do this many number of clinic this month. We always work. We make sure like say we have like say daily work, but we cannot say control how many clinics we will do. But we will put the best of our effort. So and we will do whatever it is like say to address all the concerns of the clinic or the doctor. But never say get into that mode of say you have to do 30 clinics, 40 clinics, those kind of.
That's good.
But we always try to be better every day. So that's the only thing we want. We want that towards dedication should be there.
Teamwork makes the dream.
And even the technical person also, it is like kind of so most of them I got it through this one freelancer only. So somehow everybody whom I got, so they are say sticking with us for a long time. Going good actually, and it's a distributed team. So we don't sit in one place. So we work from our own home, right? So that way we don't have to worry about like say traveling and all. So that is like say completely avoided. Only for sales people we have to travel every day. Otherwise development other work, so and telecalling, so it doesn't require any kind of a travel. And our team members, so they don't stick to like okay I started at 9 and so I'm finishing at 6 or 7 like that. So most of the time so they are available. That's how we work actually. Don't have any fixed time. So we are enjoying our work. That's what I can.
Sure. And who's watching this will be want to be a part of the team. So let's see.
It's very simple process.
When you started, right, you had a lot of challenges of constantly going and waiting and trying to convince the doctor to get the software. But every time you were you faced the rejection, and how did you continue to strive and think that okay, one day I will definitely crack this? What was the motivation, and was there some backup plan that okay, if it doesn't work, then I go back to my IT job?
See, when I started, so I don't know. Somehow I did not say do too much of thinking. See, one day I decided, okay, this month I will quit. But before quitting, what I made sure I was debt free. So no loan obligation, nothing. And I always lived within my own limited resources. I don't spend too much. Okay, limited resources is enough actually. But I made sure like at least so I have a fund which is enough for 5 years. Because what I understood with all the conversation with some of these people who have started, at least you should be able to run the company for 1,000 days. If you can run for 1,000 days, then you can sustain. So that's the reasons I made sure like let's say 5 years I have enough fund. So then we say started that actually. Let's say it may not work today, it may not work let's say in 1 year, 2 year also, but we kept let's say trying. So that's what say, and other thing is like somehow inside it was say always there. Okay, we should do it. So there is no plan B kind of a thing. So let's say if this product doesn't work, maybe we'll find another product. But we will not go back to IT. Yeah, we'll find. Okay, so that's what I told you. I left askbaba.com, and then so there is one more payroll software. But the one thing which I always do is like I do the course correction very let's say quickly. I don't wait too much. Let's say if something has to be done, right, it will do like let's say quickly. So we'll give it a time, think about it fast, and then so do it. Even software also. Let's say sometimes what happens, we think in a different way, and then so we do the implementation in the software. Then I get a call for say from few doctor at least saying okay, this is not like or say working for us. So previous one was better. So we do like let's say revert very quickly. So course correction is what we do, like let's say quickly. See, the second thing is, so as I was like, let's say not having any other, say financial commitments. So even now also I don't take salary. This is my fifth year. No, no, after leaving job, it is the fourth year. So I never took the salary, but I'm able to, let's say, sustain. So as long as we follow that, what do you say, live within your own means, right? So we should be able to do. And then, so my car also, you can see, I have not changed my car for last 12 years.
I think it's time to.
I have not changed my phone for last 6 years. So if I take, like, let's say, it's like kind of not too much of a, even though I'm in a technology, so I spend too much on the other products also. And see, so my background is like that, right? See, I come from a farming background. So it's like basically the way I came to this place itself is a kind of a miracle. I never thought I will become a software engineer first place. I never thought maybe I'll develop some product which will be sold right, or the monetized or this one. So I never had any such thing. So because see, I come from a farming background, and then so in my family also not too many people who are educated. Right? So maybe my uncle was say graduate that time itself, and in my family, so my sister, brother, so they studied maybe up to primary, and then I was the only person who was able to escape from that place. And then so after 10th I came to Mysore, and then so see, what I think is like it's more of more than my effort, it's all destiny. See, I came from this one, so I came to Mysore for the studies. I got into a hostel where like already doctors were there, engineers were there. So it was a kind of environment where, let's say, it helped me to, let's say, study. Right. And also, like, after while joining to the computer science and engineering also, I was not aware of what is that computer also. Somehow I took that, okay, everybody is going to the computer science, I will also go to the computer science. That's it. And then after graduation, and then in 2004, I came to Bangalore. In Bangalore also, I joined very small startup in Indranagar. So I used to, like, let's say, learn a lot of things compared to my other friends. Because that is the culture, right? Because you are a small company, you should be able to do a lot many things compared to a big company. So maybe that gave me all that, let's say, opportunity to learn, say, too many things in the short duration. Even in, let's say, any company which I worked, so it was always like, let's say, taking the responsibility and then accountable for my work. I never used to wait for my team lead or manager to come and ask. There's always a proactiveness. So that those things, whatever I did over a period of time, so it helped me to, let's say, do everything whatever I am doing right now.
Great. I mean, the whole part of coming from scratch and reaching to this level is a very, very, very beautiful story.
Yeah, that is the reason. So it was never any, I would say, difficult thing. So even if rejections are there, so you'll find, okay, it's rejected, so we'll go to the next clinic. So that's all.
So thank you so much, Shivakumar. It was a very, 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 very beautiful story to listen about how you have come up first, and very insightful and wonderful to learn your aspect of the appointments rather than me just using it. So it is good to know your side of the story as well.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, and I wish you all the best for your this one channel.
Thank you. So, guys, I hope you all had fun listening to this very interesting story of Shivakumar and how he started his Click4appointment. He is definitely hiring. So, if you think you are capable enough to be a part of his wonderful team, do get in touch. We will be sharing the details of his company. And like we always say, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until then, see you.